I'm Con.
And my name is Matthew, and we are white blood cells.
Today, we are going on a bus trip all around the circulatory system to show you red blood cells just how wonderful it is. Now, without further ado, let's hop on the bus and get started in the vena cava. You guys will probably be feeling pretty exhausted coming through here because you just gave away all of your oxygen to the organs that needed it in the body. But do not worry, because soon you will get it back.
The vena cava is the largest vein in the body, and it is on the right side of the heart. The vena cava has two parts to it. The superior vena cava, which is on the top, and the inferior vena cava, which is on the bottom. The superior vena cava carries blood from the head, arms, and chest, while the inferior vena cava carries blood from the feet, legs, and organs of the abdomen. Next up, we are coming through the right atrium, which is a very thin-walled chamber. This is the first stop on our adventure, and it is the first structure to receive the blood returning from the body.
If you look right in front of us, there's a tight squeeze called the right atrioventricular valve, also known as the tricuspid valve. This valve will get you from the atrium to the ventricles so that you can get pumped throughout the whole body.
If you look to the right, there's the right ventricle. The right ventricle is a very muscular chamber of the heart because it needs to be able to pump that deoxygenated blood to the lungs. This is where the deoxygenated blood gets stored and pumped through the semilunar valve to go throughout the lungs to oxygenate.
We are now coming up to a fork in the road. It's the pulmonary artery. We can either go right or left to either the right or left lung. We are going to be going through the right side to get to the right lung. In the lungs, you will get oxygen so that you can give it to your other organs in the body. The final part of this loop, known as the pulmonary loop, is you guys coming back to the heart through the pulmonary veins, which we can see just up ahead approaching. Once you go through there, you'll then be in the left atrium. You guys should be feeling full of energy now that you have all this oxygen.
After the exciting adventure throughout the lungs, we are onto the left atrium. If you look to the left, there's the left atrium. It pumps the newly oxygen-rich blood through the left AV valve, also known as the mitral valve, to the left ventricle. The left atrium has a finger-like pouch, and it has some very thin walls that can bend and move with the pressure of the heart pumping the blood.
Before we go into the aorta, we first have to go through the aortic semilunar valve, which you can see looks like a gate that's opening for us. This gate is very important because it lets you guys get to the aorta so that you can get pumped all throughout the body.
Now, look straight ahead to the aorta. The aorta sort of looks like a cane. It is pretty large with some very thin walls, ranging from 1 to 3 millimeters. The aorta delivers oxygenated blood with veins to deliver blood all around the body, kind of like a highway, and then goes back through the vena cava and does the whole process again.
The general term for the blood going organ to organ to deliver its oxygen is called the systemic loop. This systemic loop has many other side loops, such as the renal loop to supply blood to the kidneys, the hepatic portal loop to supply blood to the liver, and even the coronary loop to get blood back to the heart.
We're going to take a little side trip through the renal loop to demonstrate what you guys will experience while going through there, because approximately 1/5 of you guys will be going to the kidneys. The blood gets to the kidneys through the renal artery, then gets filtered by the kidneys and becomes all squeaky clean, then comes back to the renal veins, which then gets it back to the vena cava. After going on this tour through the circulatory system, we hope that you'll be encouraged to come and visit and help us get the blood throughout the body.